Okay, now this is where I used to live. My throat's bad already. Can continue. And from here to where I'm going, we used to go on horseback on the weekends, bringing the horses from work to the barn behind the house, and Sunday afternoon taking them back up to Dennis's for work Monday morning. So I'll turn the video off for now and we'll continue. Now we start the journey up towards Halcombe from Littleton with two horses. Ralph had one and I had one, and we'd walk them very slowly up to Dennis's. Now from here on in, there are no houses, not very many back way then, about 65, 70 years ago. Keep on going, it's okay, just drive. And nothing but dirt road. And we travel that every weekend almost. Look at it now. And there's no hydro. One wire ran through the woods for telephone. That was about it. But we enjoyed it. And I'll just video some of it, then I'll stop it again. So, this is going to be nice with the sky. Yes. Now we continue walking the horses very slowly, and Ralph and I talking. That's about all we could do. And it was a long walk. Usually it would take about 2 hours, I think, to go from our house to the barn where the horses were, or else from the horse barn back home again. Every Saturday afternoon after work, that'd be our journey. Every Sunday afternoon after church, we'd settle down to make that long trip up to Dennis's. It was called Dennis's then, to the camp, and that would take about 2 hours. So, but we did it almost every week. If we didn't do it on the weekend, we would have to go up and feed them and water them. So that'd give us a chance to get the car to drive. And it was good. We enjoyed it back then. Didn't mind it. Now there's something up ahead of me here, I don't know what it is. It looks like a bicycle or a motorcycle. And something else. Okay, we just passed it. I don't know if we picked it up or not. But we're still driving. I cut it off till we get right into Dennis's. Then I start taping again. Now we're coming into foreign territory. And I'm going to try to get a picture of the river if I can. No, keep going. Keep going. Okay, just keep going. It's okay. And this is Dennis Foreign's territory. The Foreign's lived up here. Lindsay's ex-wife, this is where she came from. And we're coming up to the schoolhouse momentarily. When we get there, I'll tell you. The schoolhouse that we used to go to as kids. There'd be about 8 people in the school. And straight ahead. Oh yeah, okay. And now we got on the dirt road, the rest of it. And it's rough. So we won't go too fast. Just drive along. My chauffeur, we're going to get some dust. It's so dry. And that's a good idea. Stop and let him go. Well, two of them. Okay. Probably more. 3 of them. That is it. Okay, but let the dust die down. And then we'll keep on going.
Pause it, maybe.
Huh? Now I think we're getting very close to the schoolhouse where we went to school. Yes, and to my right is the road would take us to the Blueberry Plains, and the schoolhouse used to be right where it is now, this vacant piece of ground, and we shall continue. Anyway, that's where the schoolhouse used to be. I think about 8 kids went to it, the forums. And we'd walk to it every day. If we ever made it, half the time we didn't get all the way. We'd turn and come home again. So, I think that was the spot. And from that schoolhouse to where I'm going was one straight path through the woods. Because up further, there was a haunted house. We were scared to go past it. So we didn't stay on the road. I'll turn the phone off for now. Now I think we're coming, yes, to the landing. Just keep going, Homer. Yeah. And we'll stop in a second. Whoa, I think this is it here. I'm looking. I believe, no, that's not it. We'll go just a bit further. It's been so many years, I forget. And the dentist house is long gone, the haunted house. So we must be almost there, I believe, maybe the next turn or the next. So we walk the horses all that distance every weekend. And then we'd work on, we would either go to school or go to work, one or the other. No choice. Now I have landed on my destination. And this is the river where we used to spend a lot of time. And over this hill, up here, is where we go down this on a slant to a spring, which I cannot even find today. It's all dried up. And get drinking water, and water to wash the dishes, and water for everything. And this is the river, and I hope it turns out. So now I'm going to go across the road to yes, that spring is gone completely. Hard to believe. Okay, I will go across the road. And hello, people. This is where I was brought up. 60-some years ago, 70 years ago. And that's what I'm doing, taping it.
Story where you used to go how many miles?
Now this is how we went back to the Blueberry Plains. Or else we had a camp there where we used to sleep in. Just an old log camp. And we'd have fir branches for our bunks. And the path to the school would be right straight ahead to our right. One straight line, right straight down to the school. And because we were scared to travel on the main road. That's the end of my taping. Now I have landed on my destination, and I'm going to be turning to go back home again. My name is Bill Mutch, and I really enjoyed this tour. It was nice to have somebody drive where I could video when I felt like it. It's been a real blessing to me. I brought back many memories. And I'm going to see how long it takes to go back to home, back to the Summers Bridge again. That would be the end of my journey. Not on horseback, but in a Toyota. Way better than a horseback ride. Thank you. Okay, I got one more comment to make about the dentist house now that I'm home in Newcastle. Little story. Every spring, my mother and father would entertain doctors from Upton. They'd come through and stay at the house overnight and continue on their journey. My mother would always cook a big dinner for them, and a hot dinner for them when they came to the dentist's house. Then she'd pack up a big lunch for them, and they would leave in the morning to continue on towards Holmes Lake. They would travel by foot, and they'd have to go through the woods, strictly woods, just from tree to tree, because it followed an NB tower line that was nailed to so many trees. The wire was connected to trees on the way up to Holmes Lake. That's the only electricity they had. And one day, my father got his leg broke, and they had to take him to Moncton Hospital, and they put steel plates in it, and had to keep him there for a while, so we had to stay up with my aunt, and my mother stayed with her sister in Moncton. So one day, one of the doctors, Eaton, said she should not go home again because she was not capable. She had a thyroid, outward thyroid in her throat, and it was lined up with poison sacs. And if she came home, she would not be healthy enough to go back. So she had to stay, and she had in the hospital, and they gave her iodine for a period of time to kill the sacs, poison sacs. Then they had the operation, and after the operation, she came home, and about a couple months later, when she went to get the mail, she got this big letter from the post office, thick letter from the post office, expense of everything that they used for the operation, and the bill, and how much it cost, and how much she would have to pay. By the time she got to the bottom, last page, great big letters, paid in full, Dr. Eaton and Dr. Baxter. Just a little story that happened from the dentist's house. That's about it.